deep within the pit of judgment, a ravenous force of nature eagerly awaits its next snack. Up from the depths rises Studio Series Gnaw, and this fat bastard is hungry for white women. First appearing in Transformers the Motion Picture, Gnaw is one of many Sharkticons, a race hailing from the planet Quintessa. Enslaved by the Quintessons and routinely fed the unwilling victims of their insane rituals of injustice, the Sharkticons are convinced by our Autobot heroes to defund the Quintessons, challenging their rule, and ultimately overthrowing their oppressors. After which their planet assumedly experiences severe economic turmoil because I'm not especially confident they understand how to establish a free market. Out of the box, Gnaw has to be put together. His backpack attaches to him via this rail, which is a fairly nifty way to assemble him. It's a very solid connection, and can be easily undone if, for whatever reason, you wish to display a screen-accurate pile of Sharkticon bodies. Gnaw is a very stout, savage-looking cybernetic warrior, with incredibly chunky legs and big burly arms. His head, encircled by large, jagged teeth, has a mean, grimacing visage with deeply set metallic green eyes. Yeah, he honestly wouldn't look too out of place in a Masters of the Universe lineup. Fucking, NTRO. This harmonious composition of grays, balanced by powdery blues and purples, provides a visually delectable slate upon which to inscribe such crisp detailing. There's tons of these impressively small bits of greebling engraved all over his body. Is it too overdone to be Studio Series? I'm on the fence about that, but it looks great regardless. Strangely enough, they have also painted the inside of his arms. I find that kind of satisfying to look at, since it's not a detail that many figures would include, and I can't actually think of any that do include this. If I've forgotten any, please comment below. He got his wellies on, perfect for wading through the blood of all the unfortunate victims that he's devoured. But I'm not a particularly big fan of the way his boots are cut to give him an ankle pivot. It's just incredibly distracting when you so severely break the design flow of a figure to accommodate a joint like this. On top of that, his boots are on a hinge to facilitate his transformation, but they don't tab into his legs, so I worry long term they might loosen up and leave Gnaw a floppy, sloppy mess. His articulation is fairly standard and his joints move incredibly smoothly, but his posing options are somewhat limited by where his legs are positioned. He is basically unable to spread them out all the way when they are straight down underneath him. This might not be a particularly big issue for anyone, but I still consider this somewhat of a design flaw and something I should mention. He comes equipped with his Bad Dragon branded medieval butt plug and a simple blaster. While not featured in the original movie, it is included as a direct reference to the original toy. I like that it's modestly designed. It could make for a nice generic weapon for other figures, but unfortunately it's also incompatible with modern effect parts. The transformation is shockingly involved. I was convinced that he would transform just like an upscaled Titan's Return Gnaw. And while he does have overall similar motions, he also has some pretty cool new ones. Moves like his head rotating around his belly and his legs rolling up into his body. It's not the most discreet way to hide them, nor does it look particularly screen accurate, but I think it's very clever and quite satisfying when you clamp the body shut around them. With his big gaping maw and these milky, hazy green eyes, Gnaw's beast mode has the appearance of some deep sea monstrosity. He's got such delicate little grippers juxtaposed next to a jaw lined with rows of sharp bladed teeth made to crunch through metal. Don't jump in the water, he'll peel your fucking foreskin back. We also get a better look at this broad carapace-like back with a line of spines running down through to his tail. His fin is removable for some reason. Gnaw looks incredibly grotesque in this mode, but still kind of charming in his own way. And maybe even a little bit adorable. But he doesn't really look much like a shark, and the Sharkticons honestly act more like piranhas, so why didn't they call these guys Piranhacons? This guy's name's Piranhacon, but one of his members is a fucking shark. And he has a much cooler Japanese name. Sometimes our Western name conventions can be a little frustrating. He has a weird center of balance where his legs have to be bent underneath him to stand, but he's fully articulated and his mouth can open incredibly wide. Unfortunately, opening it this much completely exposes his very conspicuous head. This is one aspect where I think the Titan's Return mold did this better, since the head tucks all the way into the body. But I guess if I look at it as like a kind of rough, spiny tongue, I can ignore it for the most part. His blaster can peg into this cute little hole on the side for storage. And now you have a shark!
With frickin' laser beams attached to their heads!
Again, I'm here really wishing it was compatible with the effect parts. And hey, check this fucking shit out. I invented an alternate mode. Now he's an anglerfish. Hasbro, if your design team is hiring, you know where to find me. In summation, he's a solid figure and a nice surprise for me because I honestly forgot he even existed. But he does make some questionable design choices. He's not exhaustively accurate to the screen model as other Studio Series figures are, in either mode really, and I find it particularly odd that they prioritize the look of his bot mode over his beast mode, since he appears primarily in beast mode throughout the film. But I think Gnaw is a fabulous entry to the Studio Series line and a great inclusion to anybody's collection. Anyway, that's my opinions. Please leave yours in the comments below. Bye bye.